Right, I'm going to do another video, and this one's going to be to the right hand, to the racists on the right hand, you know, the racist Power Ranger movement, the black Hebrew Israelites that think, oh no, it's only us because of our skin pigmentation that's going to be set aside. Everyone else is going to be our slaves. Alright, so I've got a list here to go through. You know what? Because there was one law for one law for Israel and a stranger that sojourned among them. You know, because the stranger could always get grafted into Israel. Because funnily enough, loads of Egyptians left Egypt with the Israelites, didn't they? And they were thus grafted into it. So, do you see what I'm saying? You're just racist. Well, it's just the Torah movement for you. A bunch of racist, reprobate, hateful, covetous murderers. Again, thus exposing their heart condition. That they'd much rather go stand on a street corner and call everyone slaves rather than rebuke the sin out of their brother. They'd no, that's for us, not for you guys. Just part of the sadomasochistic foreskin bandit movement that is the Torah movement, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's have some racist genealogies. Oh no, and you can't be a racist Power Ranger unless you get circumcised as well by Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West. Oh, and as well, just another thing, isn't it? How hateful they all are, but they won't take hold of their houses. They'll allow their Jezebel wives to rule over them. Just another bunch, do you know what I mean? That's all it is, just hateful demonic rhetoric, because they're hateful covetous murderers in the Torah movement. But I digress, and I'm going to get into it now. And I've got Genesis 26 from verse 1. I'm going to go from the top, right? So, and there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham and Isaac, and went into Abimelech king of the Philistines unto Ger. And Jehovah appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of, sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed will I give all these countries, and will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father, and will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and laws. So Abraham obeyed the voice of Jehovah, unlike you lot in the Torah movement, you racists. Like in the Torah movement in general, you don't obey the voice of Jehovah, because obeying the voice of Jehovah is everything Israel desired at Horeb, which was the 10 Commandments, wasn't it? That's all he wanted you to do, obey his voice, and nothing more was added. You see what I'm saying? No. Because you're reprobates, demonically charged reprobates that don't know what they affirm in the law. They can't tell the difference between Horeb and Sinai. And then again, if they went a step further and read Deuteronomy, oh no, not Deuteronomy. Yeah, Deuteronomy. If you bother reading Deuteronomy, you'd understand the difference between the 10 Commandments and sacrificial law. One was added because of transgressions, wasn't it? You know, the sacrificial law, because they made the golden calf. Because they do what the Torah movement do, commandment break. And feast in a profane land, do you know what I mean, when they're told not to. Oh, and also, they encourage idolatry in the Torah movement with the rest of the nonsense, do you know what I mean? With like the racist genealogies that they have. But you see what I'm saying, what Jewish fables do to you? What Jack and Ori OG Jewish fables will do to you from Rabbi Sheckelberg of Mesopotamia. They'll have you standing on street corners dressed as racist Power Rangers, calling people slaves. That's what it will do to you. You know what I mean? Why, you've also been coerced into giving over your foreskin to a sadomasochistic foreskin bandit. That is Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West, in exchange for a racist genealogy. Oh yeah, if you give me your foreskin, you'll be one of the chosen people. That's nowhere in this book, because we just read there to Abraham, all nations of the earth will be blessed. Not one race of people. You reprobates. Because isn't it like what Paul says? I can't think again, but you don't bother reading Paul because he's an actual Benjamite Pharisee, not a plastic Pharisee, aka a plastic Jew. But doesn't Paul say like that even the Gentiles are Jehovah's? Like, do you know what I'm saying? So like, stop thinking like he's talking to Judah again. Just stop getting off, get off that tip. Do you know what I mean? Get off the sacrificial law tip, because that doesn't make you a Jew. A Jew is one that has circumcised his heart inwardly. Not one that stands on the street corner circumcised, dressed as a racist Power Ranger, going, "Oh no, you're all going to be my slave." Oh, until the wife gets on the phone. "Yeah, I'll cook the dinner when we get home, darling. As long as I can go and play with the imaginary calendar, and you've made that new racist Power Ranger uniform for me." That's exactly what it is. Just another bunch of pussy Ahabs that'd rather get into racist genealogies than do that which is lawful and right. You know what I mean? That they all claim to be doing, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah. Salvation isn't found in an imaginary calendar, is it? A demonically charged one at that. Because like I said to you, you're all capable of discord. You're all capable of that as well. You're all capable of gossiping and discord. "Oh no, but not loving your neighbours yourself." That's what I'm saying. Capable of gossip, slander, discord, racism. But no, oh no, you're hateful if you love your neighbours yourself. But then they say that they all know the law. You see what I'm saying? Too busy trying to uphold some burdens at Camp Gimpgal. That's what you are. Like, that's exactly what you are. A bunch of sadomasochistic foreskin bandits that like to uphold burdens at Camp Gimpgal. Oh yeah, let's have a burden. And let's up the ante and let's have our wives roll over us as well. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying with you. You just warped through all the Jewish fables and just straight up commandment breaking and a polluted Babylonian dusted us Sabbath as well. Can't forget that, can we? You wouldn't be a reprobate if you didn't keep that. Oh, then again, oh no, just do what you want. Exodus 12 now, from verse 48. "And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Jehovah, let all the males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourn among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as Jehovah commanded Moses and Aaron. So did they, and it came to pass the same day that Jehovah did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their enemies. And there you have it, one law for you and a stranger that sojourns among you." You see what I mean? You don't know what you affirm in the Torah movement again. Like, it just shows you how wicked you all are. You'd rather racist genealogies. Again, Judah. Oh no, it's just Benjamin Judah again. If you want to be part of the club, entrance fees, your foreskin. Oh, and on top of that, you've got to read this imaginary calendar as well. And if anyone questions you, just call him an anti-Semite. You know what I mean? Just call him an anti-Semite. Why you go around calling them all goyim in the Talmud? You see what I mean? That's just Judah for you. A professional victim that they are. You know what I mean? Why they go around calling people goyim, trampling over the blood of Messiah, and completely disregarding the commandments of Jehovah that they love to cling on to so much. Do you know what I mean? Why? All this nonsense, all the Jackanory Jewish fables and the racist genealogies and all that bullshit comes from the spiritual poison Babylonian Talmud, aka Jewish toilet paper, because that's all it is. Why would I read something that contains bullshit like that in it, racist genealogies, or let alone just calls other people goyim? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying with you, Aunt Judah. Like, just another polluted gospel that's come from you guys. Do you know what I mean? Right. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what order I should... Right. Sorry, I've written it down in a bit of a wrong order, that's all. So, I got Leviticus 18 now, from verse 26. "Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations. Neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which was before you, and the land is defiled." You know, like from verse 21, "Don't let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Moloch, neither shalt thou profane the name of Jehovah. I am Jehovah. You profane the name of Jehovah by calling him mash, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And then you think you're alright to feast in a profane land. Oh, and I wreck the thing Jehovah hates as well. Because that's what the kind of bullshit you get up to in the Torah moon. You encourage all that nonsense because you're polluted with them 7 worst spirits. So you want to push stumbling blocks on people, do you know what I mean? While you pass your seed through the fire of Moloch. Again, you don't know what you affirm in the law. That's Leviticus 18. You know, Leviticus, the book that you can't put down. With all the burdens, you know, oh yeah, let's have the burdens that I can uphold. You know what I mean? Let's wait for our sadomasochistic foreskin bandit, false messiah. Oh yeah, let's wait here with our leathers on, waiting for some burdens. Oh yeah, he's going to teach us how to feast in a profane land properly. But we're only doing it in his name. You know what I mean? We're doing it in his name. We're doing it because it's a rehearsal. It's a rehearsal for when we do it in the kingdom. It's not because we're just a bunch of covetous, reprobate, murderous bastards. You know what I mean? Covetous carnal minds going by the letter of the law, but they don't know what they affirm again, do they? Plastic Pharisees that don't realise that they're all going to be put to death for what they do in the Torah movement, under the law that they can't let go of. You know, under the law of sin and death that you love so much, you bunch of reprobates. And you've been told there, anyone, the stranger, or the native that does any of these things shall surely be put to death. You know, so you guys passing your seed through the fire mode shall surely be put to death. You know what I'm saying? You and that's where you are going. You're going into captivity. You lot are going into captivity for being a bunch of racist reprobates that trample over the blood of Messiah, push Talmudic Jewish fables as stumbling blocks that cause absolute havoc. Imaginary calendars, because you're a bunch of calendar girls, and the rest of the nonsense that goes on in the Torah movement, like the Black Hebrew Israelites and the serpent seed. That's what I'm saying. That's what you have in that movement. Anyone who aligns themselves with the Torah movement, think about that, what you have in there. What you have in there. You know what I'm saying? But that, like I said to you, that's what happens to a man. When he turns from the Holy Commandment, it turns him into a racist Power Ranger, or it turns him into a plastic Jew that goes around telling people that chicken's unclean. But it's not, is it? Again, nowhere in the law. But that's what will happen to a man when he turns from the Holy Commandment, runs to Camp Gilgal, gets circumcised, thinks that he knows the law, and then starts telling people, oh no, you can only uphold the burdens that are for you, because who is my mother and my brother? Those that do the will of Jehovah, that the Torah movement don't do. You know what I mean? You do the things that Jehovah does not take delight in, you know, like sacrifice. Because I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of Jehovah more than burnt offerings. But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. There they have dealt treacherously with me. Leviticus 24 now. From verse 17. Right, actually, you know what? From verse 16, because this is prevalent to you lot, because this is again going out to Bill and Ben, the reprobate, demonically charged, Paleo-Hebrew men. Again, Leviticus 24 now, right? No, because oh no, it's only Leviticus 23. Oh yeah, let's have some feasts. Like, let's mix them up and try and do the feast in their seasons without a calendar. You know, like Lamentation 2:6 tells you. Oh, then again, let's not bother reading Leviticus 19 and actually get like the bullseye Torahs. You know, one of the commandments that Messiah Yeshua came to magnify in Matthew 22:36-40, loving Jehovah with all your heart, soul, mind and strength, and loving your neighbour as yourself. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Loving your neighbour as yourself, Torah, not hating them in your heart and pushing Talmudic Jewish fables and racist genealogies on them. Again, back in the law now. The law, you know, oh yeah, Levitical law that we all know. So take heed then. From verse 16, chapter 24, and he that blasphemeth the name of Jehovah, he shall surely be put to death. You know that what you all do in the Torah movement. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well as the stranger, as he that is born in the land. When he blasphemeth the name of Jehovah, shall he be put to death. And if he killeth a beast, shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man curse a blemish in his cause a blemish in his neighbour, as he have done, so shall it be done to him, breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he have caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. And he that killeth a beast, he that restoreth it, and he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death. Ye shall have one manner of law as well for the stranger, as one from of your own country, for I am Jehovah your God. And Moses spoke to the children of Israel that they should bring forth him that have cursed out of the camp, and stone him with stones, as the children of Israel did, as Jehovah commanded them. So, Torah movement, you're aware of your death. You're aware of your death. You see what I'm saying? You do lally Fruit Loops, you lot are. You're bonkers. You literally are bonkers. And the worst thing about you reprobates is, if you want to run around pretending to be plastic Jews and doing your nonsense because you turn from the Holy Commandments, because you're dumb dogs that cannot bark, and rather racist genealogies, do you know what I'm saying? But you have families. If you have a family, think about that. You're taking your family into tribulation because you're a racist. You're taking your family into tribulation because you think it's all right to feast in a profane land, but you know the law. You think it's all right to make up X amount of blasphemous names in blah, 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 blah. Bill and Ben, the reprobate, demonically charged Paleo-Hebrew men, even though he that blasphemeth the name of Jehovah shall surely be put to death. So why do you blaspheme the name of Jehovah? And why do you trample over the blood of Messiah Yeshua again? Because his name's Yeshua. It comes in his father's name, Jehovah Yeshua. Yah saves. Praise Jehovah in Yeshua's holy name. Amen. You know what I mean? Not whatever you guys want to do. But again, like I said, you trample over the blood of Messiah because you reject his sacrifice, the burdens of sacrificial law that got nailed to the cross, that you don't even uphold anyway, like Paul told you. Those that wanted to keep the law don't even keep the law themselves, because like we've just read in 2 chapters, by what we've just read there in 2 chapters, the whole Torah movement's worthy of death. So come out from under my people, or be put to the sword like them. Right, and now, Numbers 9, praise Jehovah. That comes straight up. Numbers 9 from verse 14. And if a stranger shall sow strange among you, and will keep the Passover unto Jehovah, according to the ordinance of the Passover, and according to the manner thereon, so shall he do. Ye shall have, one ordinance both for the stranger, for him that was born in the land. Praise Jehovah. That has come straight up. It has. Praise Jehovah. It's come straight up. Praise Jehovah in Yeshua's holy name. Amen. Praise Jehovah, right? And this is Numbers 15 from verse 14. And now, like, this is just one that I saw. Praise Jehovah. Jehovah showed me ages ago that I used to quote. And this is Numbers 15. Praise Jehovah from verse 14. And if a stranger sojourn with you, or whoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto Jehovah, as ye do, so shall he do. One ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourneth among you, an ordinance in ever in your generation, as are, so shall be the stranger before Jehovah. One law and one manner shall be for you, and for the stranger that sojourneth among you. Because Jehovah isn't a respecter of persons. You see what I'm saying? You didn't read Leviticus 19 again, because you don't know what you affirm in the law. If you'd understood that Jehovah isn't a respecter of persons, so he doesn't care about your skin colour, because there's one manner of law for you and a stranger that sojourns among you. But again, you can get grafted into the Commonwealth of Israel because it's a spiritual condition, isn't it? Again, them covetous carnal minds going by the letter of the law, not realising that it's a spiritual condition, ain't it? Because those that worship Jehovah must worship him in spirit and in truth. So walk in the spirit, love Jehovah with all your heart, soul, mind and strength, and love your neighbour as yourself. Don't call him an Edomite. Don't abhor an Edomite, black Hebrew, black Shebrew Israelites. Do you know what I mean? Because you're just racists. From verse 35, verse 31 in Numbers. You know what? I'm gonna jump up into Deuteronomy because I've made the point, haven't I? Where really and truly, like, there's one there's one law for you and the stranger that sojourneth among you. But back to this, just a quick one to the Torah movement, Deuteronomy 22 from verse 5. A woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Jehovah. Just thought I'd get that into you spiritual cross-dressers in the Torah movement, do you know what I mean? That allow their women to rule over them. Oh yeah. It's probably why, like I said, you are spiritual cross-dressers, because the men go on like women, gossiping and bickering. Oh, with the imaginary calendars, do you know what I mean? Rather than be a man, you know what I mean? Quit ye like men and go love your neighbours yourself. Go rebuke the sin out your neighbour instead of pushing sin on him. And then go, oh no, it's alright. All you have to do is get circumcised and uphold some burdens and you're alright. Like a Jew. That's exactly just the Jewish mentality that you have. Oh no, it's all about race. It's all about race. Even though, again, don't know the law. If they knew the law, they'd understand that Jehovah isn't a respecter of persons, is it? And they wouldn't be trying to convince you so much and turning you into a plastic Jew, right? And this is going out to the black Hebrew Israelites, you know, you racists, right? Deuteronomy chapter 23, from verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is your brother, and thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in their land. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of Jehovah in their third generation. Don't abhor an Edomite, black Hebrew Israelites. Don't be a racist Power Ranger that hates his brother in his heart, because he's just been told then by the law that he claims to know. But then again, no, we won't read Deuteronomy because it's too painful. Praise Jehovah, that's come straight up. 1 Chronicles 6. Sorry, 2 Chronicles 6, chapter 6, from verse 32. And they ministered before the dwelling place of the tabernacle of the congregation, singing until Solomon had built the house of Jehovah in Jerusalem. And then they waited on their face, according to the order. And these are they that waited with their children of the sons of Kenotinites, Heman, a singer, the son of Joel, the son of Shemal, the son of Elkanah, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Ephah, the son of Tophet, the son of Dophet, the son of Ephraim, the son of Mahath, the son of Mahash. Right. Right there. Getting into some genealogies there, wasn't it? Well, now, sorry, I've just confused myself then with what the point I was supposed to be making, but, right, praise Jehovah. Now, this, I was going through here yesterday, and praise Jehovah that he revealed this to me. So, praise Jehovah. I thought this was relevant because it's going out to the racists in the Torah movement, isn't it? And this is Psalm 52. To the chief musician Mashalil, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Amalek. You know, Saul, the Torah movement, have been rejected from being king because they like to feast at Camp Gilgal, Camp Gimpgal, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's uphold some burdens and feast in a profane land. Now, right, to the racist Power Rangers, why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Jehovah endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than speaking righteous. Torah movement. Thou lovest and rather than speaking righteousness, Selah. When thou lovest all devouring words, O deceitful tongue, with your Talmudic Jewish fables, Jehovah shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not Jehovah his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of Jehovah. I trust in the mercy of Jehovah forever and ever, because I desired mercy and not sacrifice. And I will praise thee forever, because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name. Praise Jehovah in Yeshua's holy name. Amen. For it is good before thy saints. So there you go. There you have it. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. That's what you are, a bunch of lying, covetous murderers. Covetous carnal minds again, going by the letter of the law, dressing as racist Power Rangers, not realising that there's one law for him and the stranger that surgeons among them. But no, again, because we'd rather hatred, we'd rather some racist genealogies, and that's what it is. That is exactly what it is with you. You'd much rather hatred. This is Isaiah 11 now, verse 9 and 10. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Jehovah. But you've rejected knowledge in the Torah movement. And in that day shall there be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, and to it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. To the Gentiles, you know what I mean? Praise Jehovah, that's come straight up right now. This is Isaiah 56. Thus saith Jehovah, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my Yeshua is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. But you keep a polluted Babylonian dust to the Sabbath in the Torah movement. The racist Power Ranger movement do as well, don't they? Neither let the son of the stranger that have joined himself to Jehovah speak, saying, Jehovah have utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. For thus saith Jehovah unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbath, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. See, to choose the things that please him. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable than sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Seek ye, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my Yeshua is near to come. So you know, like what Abraham was doing, obeying the voice of Jehovah. Abraham wasn't standing on a street corner calling everyone slaves, was he? He didn't roll into the land of Canaan and go, right, you're all going to be my slaves, you lot. He didn't go into Egypt and say the same, did he? Because he wasn't a racist reprobate. Because he knew what. Because, well, actually, the Talmud wasn't a thing back then, was it? But he wouldn't have been a reprobate like in the Torah movement, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's have some Jewish toilet paper, because that justifies our racism. That's what. Let's just look for something that justifies our racism. And what we'll do then is we'll start telling everyone that Judah's in Utah. That's what it is with you. You just, like I said to you, that's what the spiritual poison Babylonian Talmud will start doing to you. Start telling you start going around telling people that Judah's in Utah. That's what I'm saying. When them 7 worst spirits enter into a man, basic geography he loses things like, it turns them retarded. They just start talking out their ass. Do you know what I mean? Right. And this is Ezekiel 47 from verse 21. So ye shall divide this land unto you according to the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that ye shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you, and to the strangers that sojourn among you, which shall begot children among you, and they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Israel. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. So there you have, there you have it. And it shall come to pass that in that tribe, the stranger sojourner, there shall ye give him his inheritance, saith Jehovah. So there you have it. What are you guys on about in the Torah movement? What are you foreskin merchants on about? You racist reprobates that you are. You just hateful bastards. That's literally what you are. You just praise Jehovah. That's come straight up. You know what I mean? I just don't like... Nah, get off that nonsense, man. Get off that nonsense. Yeah, you're horrible. You're just racist reprobates, like I said to you, and don't know what they affirm in the law. Don't know what they affirm in the law. Because if they knew what they affirmed, they'd be loving their neighbour as themselves, wouldn't they? They wouldn't be feasting in a profane. They wouldn't be calling people slaves. They wouldn't be making up imaginary calendars. And they wouldn't be dressing as racist Power Rangers. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying with you. You're all in serious error, and unless you repent, you're going into captivity. So remember Deuteronomy 4, 24 to 31 when it happens. Or repent, keep the 10 Commandments, eat clean, and fulfill the royal law. Love your neighbour as yourself, the bullseye of Torah, and come to straightisthegate.net, where the true gospel is, and cast them devils out with the finger of Jehovah. Because them 7 worst spirits, when they enter into a man, they cause absolute havoc on him, don't they? But then again, he shouldn't have been a reprobate that turned from the holy commandment. Because his heart went after his covetousness. You know what I mean? Or he was just hateful, that just didn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Thought, nah, what I'll do is I'll cast stumbling blocks and try and make merchants of people instead. And this is John 7 from verse 24, and this is Messiah Yeshua telling you lot now. Messiah Yeshua telling you, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. You know Leviticus 19. Praise Jehovah. That's come straight up. Right. And this is just Acts 10. Excuse me. From verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But Jehovah showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. And that's Peter, the Jew, the apostle, saying, to Cornelius, Jehovah's told me that I should call no man common or unclean. Because that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about making food clean in the pagan tolerance temples that are the Christian church. No, he's not talking about that either. And again, Torah movement, you didn't bother reading Acts 10, did you? So don't be going around calling men common or unclean, because all nations of the earth shall be blessed through Abraham. And Jehovah isn't a respecter of persons either, is he? Because, and we're going to jump up to verse 34 now. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth I perceive that Jehovah is no respecter of persons. See, so get off this skin colour nonsense. But in every nation, he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. The word which Jehovah sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Messiah Yeshua, gospel of peace, blessed are the peacemakers. That word I say ye know, which were published throughout all of Judea and began from Galilee after the baptism which John preached. And there you have it. On all nations who call on the name of Jehovah. Of all nations. But in every nation that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. You see what I'm saying? You're just racist. You're just hateful bastards. Hateful murderers. Covetous. hateful murderers that you are. Like, that is just what it is. Praise Jehovah, that's come straight up. Now this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 from verse 13. No, from verse 12. For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Yeshua. Be like one man, that the Torah movement are, because you've got racists in there. And you've got calendar girls arguing about imaginary calendars that they've made up, and names that they've made up as well. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, round 2, fight. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just having my zits fitted. Then I can get into it. Do you know what I mean? If you got any tips I can give to him, darling. You know what I mean? If you got any hateful rhetoric I can serve up to him. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink unto one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. Whether we be Jew or Greek. Whether we be Jews or Gentiles. Paul the Benjamite Pharisee who knew the law is telling you that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how doolally bonkers you all are. Like, you don't know what you affirm. You say that you know the law. You know what I'm saying? You say that you know the law, but you don't know the law. Because this is just Galatians 6 from verse 13 quickly. For neither they themselves who are circumcised keep the law, but desire to have you circumcised, that they may glory in your flesh. You know Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West, when he gets the thing Jehovah hates out, you know what I mean? In the Ashtroth poll, in Nimrod's Wang. Oh yeah, let's get the foreskin jerky on it. You know what I mean? Let's get him glory in his flesh. Then again, I forgot my train of thought then, what was I going to say? Yeah, they don't keep the law because they encourage nonsense like that. But then again, that's why that's why they are the way they are, because they feast in the profane land. And I reckon the thing Jehovah hates, you get a double dose of the devil then in pride, don't you? So then you think it's all right to start glorying people's flesh, circumcising them and making foreskin jerky. You know what I mean? Oh, just another one for the stamp collection. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah. Here, after you've given me your foreskin, I'll give you this complimentary collector's scalpel, and then we'll fit you for a racist Power Ranger uniform. Do you know what I mean? But Jehovah forbid that I should glory, saving the cross of our Jehovah Messiah Yeshua, by whom the world is crucified unto me and unto the world. For in Yeshua, Messiah Yeshua, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor circumcision, but a new creature. As many as have walked according to the rule, peace be on them, and mercy upon the Israel of God. For henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of Messiah Yeshua. Brethren, the conviction of Messiah Yeshua be with you, your spirit, amen. And that was just a quick little detour I was making then. Praise Jehovah, that's come straight up. And this is Revelation 14. And we're going to go from verse 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwelleth on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Jehovah, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the seas and the fountains of waters. So worship him in spirit and truth. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she has made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Ephraim, you know where all the racist reprobates when the Torah movement are, and the Christian church. That big old bowl of reprobate gumbo, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, Judas in Utah. That's what I'm saying. It's just that kind of shit. Oh yeah, Judas in Utah. Yeah. Revelation 5, 6 to 10 now. I'm going to go from verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odours, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, the new song of Moses, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and open the seals thereon, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Jehovah by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us unto our Jehovah kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. A royal priesthood, a chosen generation, that offer up the spiritual sacrifices to Jehovah. Because that's what he wants, the sacrifice of communication, fulfilling the royal law. And there was just something actually that's come to me that I was supposed to mention when I bought that psalm. And this is just the head of, like, this was Psalm 52, but the top of the page in my Bible, it is titled, Jehovah does not need sacrifices, a plea for cleansing. So cleanse your hearts. Cleanse your hands, clean hands and pure hearts. Psalm 24, who have ascended into his holy hill? Who will ascend into his holy hill? Those that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted their soul up to vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Jehovah. You know what I mean? To love your neighbour as yourself. Don't be a racist that hates his brother in his heart. It's really that simple, isn't it? It really is that simple, right? And right, I've got Jubilees 10. If I can find it, right. Jubilees 10, where are you? Right, got Jubilees 10, and I'm going to go from verse 27. In the 4th week, in the 1st year, in the beginning thereof, in the 4th and 20th Jubilee, where they dispersed from the land of Shinar, and Ham and his sons went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired as his portion in the land of the south. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon, to the river of Egypt, that it was very good. And he went into the land of his inheritance to the west, that is to the sea. And he dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward from the border of Jordan, and from the border of the sea. And Ham his father, and Cush, and Mizpah his brother, said unto him, Thou hast settled in a land which is not thine, and which thou did not fall to us by lot. Do not do so, for if thou doest so, thou and thy sons will fall in the land, and will be accursed through sedition. For by sedition have ye settled, and by sedition will thy children fall, and thou shalt be rooted out for ever. Dwell not in the dwellings of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons did this come by lot. You know what I'm saying? You're not Shem. You're not Shem. You're Ham. Black Hebrew Israelites, you're Ham. You're spiritual Canaan. Do you see what I'm saying? You're spiritual Canaan. That's what you are. Cursed art thou, and cursed shalt thou be. Behold, all the sons of Noah, by the curse by which we have bound ourselves by an oath in the presence of the holy judge, and in the presence of Noah our father. But he did not hearken unto them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon, from Hamath to the entering of Egypt, he and his sons unto this day. And for this reason that land is named Canaan. And Japheth and his sons went towards the sea, and dwelt in the land of their portion. And Midian saw the land of the sea, and it did not please him, and he begged a portion from Alman, Asher, and Aspeleth, his wife's brother, and he dwelt in the land of Midian, near to his wife's brother unto this day. And he called his dwelling place, and the dwelling place of his sons, Midian, after the name of his father, Midian. And there you have it. You're spiritual Canaanites. That's what you are. You're going to say, you're of Ham. You're not Shem, you're Ham. You know what I'm saying? You're spiritual Canaan, trying to rob the inheritance that isn't yours. You know what I mean? Go around calling people fucking slaves. And I'm going to finish it here in Leviticus 19. From verse 11, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another, and ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of Jehovah. I am Jehovah. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbour, neither rob him the wages of him that is hired, and thou shalt not abide with thee all night until the morning. Thou shalt not curse to death, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but thou shalt fear thy God. I am Jehovah. So don't be cursing the deaf and putting stumbling blocks before the blind. You know what I mean? Don't be cursing the deaf and putting stumbling blocks before the blind. You know what I mean? In a Talmudic Jewish fable, right? Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the persons of the poor, nor honour the persons of the mighty, but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbour. So not only skin colour, but in righteousness. You know, like if he's a commandment breaking racist, like the Black Hebrew Israelite, or the Torah movement in general, judge them on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge them on their skin colour, because Jehovah isn't a respecter of persons. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbour. I am Jehovah. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, but thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbour, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself. I am Jehovah. And there you have it. That's what loving your neighbour as yourself means. That's what you should be doing. Don't be a respecter of persons that hates his brother in his heart. That like, you know what I mean, thinks that he's saved because of his skin colour. He thinks that he's saved because of a racist genealogy. You know what I mean? And this is 1 Timothy, the Benjamite Pharisee. 1 Timothy chapter 1, the Benjamite Pharisee, Paul's telling him, don't give heed to the tournament. Don't be giving heed to Jewish fables, because they cause absolute havoc. And this is verse 4. This is 1 Timothy chapter 1 from verse 4. Never giving heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister correct questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do so. Now the end of the commandment is charity, agape. You know, look at charity in the Strong's, love out of a pure heart, those that have clean hands and a pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unrefined, from which some having swerved have turned aside into vain jangling. That's what you are in a tournament, but you're vain jangling reprobates, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say, nor whether they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly, for the sinners, for the unholy and for profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, and for perjured persons. And if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, the Torah movement, the Black Hebrew Israelites, the serpent seed, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed Jehovah, which was committed to my trust. Praise Jehovah, that's come straight up. Titus 1, from verse 8. But be a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word, as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and convince the gainsayers. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially those of the circumcision. You vain talkers and deceivers, that's what you are. Vain janglers, chiming cymbals that talk out their arse about racist genealogies and imaginary calendars. Bunch of calendar girls whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things they ought not to, for filthy lucre's sake. Because Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West, with his carnal, covetous mind, is a reprobate out for filthy lucre's sake, and a foreskin, if you don't mind. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, "Chicken's unclean." No, sorry, paraphrasing. Creatines are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true, therefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men, that turn from the truth. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their minds and conscience is defiled, because they're a bunch of racist murderers. That's why they profess that they know Jehovah, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and to every good work reprobate. That's what you are, unto every good work, a bunch of reprobates. They profess that they know Jehovah, but they profane his feast and trample over the blood of Messiah, because we don't want Messiah Yeshua's sacrifice. We'll have some burdens at Camp Gilgal instead. You know what I'm saying? Because they've turned from the truth. They've turned from the truth into Jewish fables. And this is Titus chapter 3 from verse 8. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will affirm, that thou affirm constantly, that thou which have believed in Jehovah might be careful to maintain good works. These things and good are profitable unto men, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is an heretic after the first and second abomination reject, knowing that he is such as subverteth and sinneth, being condemned of himself. Torah movement. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. And we're going to finish it here. 2 Peter chapter 2 from verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Messiah Yeshua, through Jehovah and our saving Messiah Yeshua, they are again entangled therein and overthrown, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness, than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. And there you have it. There you have it, Torah movement. You dumb dogs that cannot bark. Peter's telling you there. They've turned back to wallowing in the mire. They've turned from that holy commandment to go stand on a street corner and call people call people slaves. Or no, they've turned from that holy commandment to go sit there and talk about an imaginary calendar. You know what I mean? That's what your Torah movement get up to. Or they come to you with a document saying, "Oh no. This is how you allow your wife to rule over you properly. Because I used to be in that group, and there weren't no Ahabs in there. That's why I had to leave. Because I was also telling people to deny the key. I was denying the key of David as well. That's what you have in the Torah movement. People that deny prophecy." For I testify, this is Revelation 22:18. For I testify unto every man that hear the words of this prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Jehovah shall add unto him the plagues of this book that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of this book of this prophecy, Jehovah shall take away the part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things that are written in this book. There you have it. So repent, keep the 10 Commandments, eat clean, fulfill the royal law, and come to straightsthegate.net where the true gospel is. And if you see any of the brothers and sisters videos, if you're under the lying pastors and prophets of Baal on the left hand, or you're under reprobate Rabbi Sheckelberg of the Wild West on the right hand, come out from under my people and come to straightisthegate.net, where the true gospel is. And praise Jehovah in Yeshua's holy name. Amen.